Ice Water, Duquan Hicks, aka you know how we do, doing stuff for Connected Dots. I want to say that there's some technical difficulties in the video. I kept it this way. I didn't want to redo anything because it was all about the message. So again, please excuse the sound. It's going to be like a 2-minute period where the sound sounds a little loud, and then it's going to be another minute and a half where the sound sounds a little loud, but after that it comes back to reality. But it's all about the message. Remember, your biggest mistake become your greatest ally. Enjoy the show. Connected Dots, baby. 1. Welcome back to another episode of Connected Dots. I am your host, Lou Icewater, aka Duquan Hicks. Let me adjust this so y'all can see how we doing. There we go. And I like to say is I hope y'all had a good Labor Day weekend. I did. It was mad cool. So let's get started. You know what I mean? First, I want to talk about some things. I want to talk about time. And the reason why I want to talk about time, because time has become one of my best friends. What do you mean, Lou? What do you mean? What I mean is time lets you know when your run is over. Time lets you know that it's time for you to go home. Time lets you know that it's time to stay away from people you don't need to be with. Time lets you know to move forward and do something different. Time lets you know that you have to let your child go and let them be who they are in this world. Time lets you know a lot of things. And time has become one of my best friends because it let me see what I needed to see. It let me develop into what I needed to develop. And it made me understand that everybody has a time. Everybody has a limit. We don't know what our limit is. But with time, you have to understand time is your best friend. It's the way that you use your time and how you spend your time will make you understand that time is your best friend, especially when you're getting older, because time will let you know it's time to go to the doctor. Yo, it's time. You can't play ball like that no more. Can't be in the clubs like that no more. Now, I mean, you got to be loyal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm starting to see with time, I'm telling you, time has become one of my best friends because time ain't going to let you down. The time ain't going to let you down. You let yourself down, or the people that's around you they let you down, but time ain't going to let you down because you already know as you look at your clock or you look outside at the sky, at the moon or the stars, it's going to let you know you have this so much time to do what you need to do in world and in life things. So America, I'm telling you, I'm loving my new friend, and my new friend is time. Right now, I wish I could hug him, put an arm around the clock and move his hands and tell him how much I love him. You know what I mean? For real. Enjoy time, for real, because I am. Okay? So I'm going to use this thing called paper. That's right, America. Paper. And the reason why I use paper, because as you get older, your vision, your thinking, and everything starts to fade away, no matter how young you might look. But as you get older, paper is always needed. So I'm going to talk about this show on Tubi called Damascus. This is a great show. If you haven't seen it or haven't heard about it, you need to check it out. And why? Because it deals with the mind. It deals with the integrity of your mind and the integrity of how we think, how we process things, how we go against the grain. If we think about our inner thoughts and we think about our external thoughts, and I love it. You have Martin Lawrence in there for comedy, Lynn Whitfield in there as well, and Janet Hubert, that's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Vivian, the first Vivian. So I want you to understand, man, this is a good show for many reasons. When you're talking about the mind frame of your mind and how you think and what you may be thinking, but you can't say it out loud, but you put this thing on your head and it shows you exactly what you're going through. Great concept. And also the futuristic things that's in Damascus. The way that they use their watches to do Cash App is crazy. Using drones for Amazon, that's crazy. Remote control cars, I'm not going to say remote control, cars that's driving by themselves and flash on the window is the person that you know who it is in the car. It's a hologram on the window. It's bananas, man. This show is something that everyone should watch. It reminds me of The Great Reset. And if you never watched The Great Reset, you need to watch that too. It's a cartoon. It's about 25 minutes. And it deals with the world. So the same thing with this brother. He's dealing with the world, but through his lens. And his lens is kind of crazy. And I think, I'm telling you, you need to watch this because there's a lot of learning curves in this. The name is Damascus on Tubi. It's a show, it has 6 episodes, season 1. Let me know if you've seen it, comment. If you didn't, watch. You won't be sorry. It's corny at first, but that's just how it is. But I'm telling you, it picks up. It's a good show. Damascus show. Word. I also want to talk about discrimination. You notice there's a lot of discrimination against elderly people on jobs, to the point where a lot of elderly people are retiring, not because they want to. It's because there's so much change happening in 2 or 3 years. And I hate it because the elderly people are the ones that built the company. They're the ones that been there through day and night, working 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And they're leaving because not on their terms. They're leaving because there's so many changes that involves them. And I hate that. I think we need to do something different for the elderly when there's changes like that. Keep them in a place where they need to be until they decide to retire. I hate that people are forced out, pushed out because of new technology. New technology is good, but good people are even better. And I feel like there's a lot of discrimination going against the elderly because of all this new technology, new technology and nuance that is happening in today's world that we call social media. Everybody wants to be like the Joneses. If you got this toy, I want that toy. I want a bigger toy. And it's become crazy. It's not about it's about the analytics more than the love, more than coming to work, more than the work. Everything is about analytics. Analytics is and profit. Those are the two things that's what work is about now. It's not about what you've done. It's about analytics and the profit that is being made by CEOs all across the world. So business has become more corporate than ever. With that being said, what happens to the elderly? The elderly gets pushed out. The elderly doesn't feel like how they felt 20, 30 years ago, putting their time and effort into it. So now the elderly has to quit. Not because they want to, it's because of technology and discriminating against the elderly. And I hate it. We need to do something about it. There needs to be a law about it. And we need to tackle this situation. So shout out to all the elderly people that's been working 20, 30, 40, 50 years on your job. And you love what you're doing, but you can see that you're going to be pushed out because of modern technology and analytics. And I hate that in politics. I was one of those people. Trust me. So it is what it is. That's why I'm speaking on it. Okay? For real. Also, I want y'all to check out these shows. You know what I'm saying? I want you to check out Inspired by Onika. Dope show, dope concept, everything. I want you to check out From the Black Couch. Great show. I want you to check out 1821 Media. Great show. I want you to check out From the Ground Up, Lady Miz. These are some great shows. Of course, the Hip Hop Barbershop with me and Ak the Barber. You got it. These are shows that you want knowledge, and you need to check these shows out, because these shows right here, man, they're like my hit and misses. I be listening and vibing off these shows because they breaking bread, breaking knowledge. And also shout out to Ruck from you know what I'm saying, Helter Skelter. I'm loving your show. I've seen like 7 episodes. I love your humbleness. Yo, check his show out. I don't know the name of it. I just know Ruck from Helter Skelter, the rap group. Check his show out. I love it. And let's get back to one more topic. And this is an important one. People of Chicago, I'm feeling you right now. I'm feeling you. Here's my look at you moment. Chicago is smart. The mayor and all of them is fighting back against what Trump is trying to do, trying to deploy military tactics and military and federal agents to the city of Chicago to try to stop crime. And we already know that's not true. This should have been, if that was the case, this should have been done long time ago. This is not about crime. It's about a bigger picture, a bigger power play. That's why DC, I don't understand this dude on the Instagram. Yeah, okay, you went 14 days without a crime. Okay, but this is my thing. We shouldn't have to have crime, period. Period. No matter who's the president or not. It should be every day we shouldn't have to have crime. Not because they came. You get what I'm saying? Understand that part. Understand that part. We shouldn't have to have crime, period, in our neighborhoods every day. Not because of the military tactics. And also you don't understand, DCNs. Understand this. This is not for everybody. This is for the people that don't understand. Don't you know, if Trump takes hold of your state or your district, he will put in curfews to where you will have to be in and be out at certain times. There's going to be places he's going to say, nope, you can't go there. Nope, you can't go there on Friday. Nope, you can't go there on Saturday. I'm telling you, it's not a good look. You're overlooking the power play of what this knucklehead is doing. Chicago sees it, and they're going to put backlash to it. People see it. Remember what he did to the immigrants. He lied. He promised. He lied. You know what I'm saying? Look what he did at MAGA. He lied. He promised. And he's going to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Look what happened to the Capitol. If you disrespect the Capitol, I can't believe what you're saying. Now, this is something I'm going to break down to you. The 12th Amendment. Okay? A lot of people don't know what it is, but read it, Google it, the 12th Amendment. Okay. So you know he can't not take over any states, because the Constitution states with the 12th Amendment, he cannot do it, president or not. He is not able to do that. The only way that he can take over states is 2 things. The first thing is a congressional proposal. And the second thing is a state ratification. And all that has to be passed through Congress and everybody else. If he can get all of that done, then he's able to have the power to take over any state. But the 12th Amendment blocks a president or anybody else from taking over any state. Remember that. The 12th Amendment is going to be key into what I'm saying. And it's funny how we made up these amendments, we made up the Constitution, we made up these rights, but yet it seems like someone is trying to get rid of the Constitution and all these rights that we made up. So my thing is, why should we follow if you're going to break them and remake them? You're breaking them and remaking them. And that's not good for the American people. And also, it starts infighting in our country. Remember, Germany had infighting. You know what I'm saying? That's why they built the wall of Berlin, the Great Wall. You know, I mean, excuse me, Berlin. Also, China. You know, they had infighting. Korea had infighting. You can see right now, Russia. A lot of places had infighting. United States never had infighting. And I think this is going to be the first time you're going to see infighting. And what I mean by infighting is that you're going to see people fighting people. And it's not going to be state versus state. It's going to be not Democrat versus Republican. It's going to be good versus bad. You know what I'm saying? Government versus people. You know what I'm saying? Man versus technology. All that is happening right now as we speak. The infighting that's going on in America. That's why there's more hate here than love. And this is what I'm saying, you guys. Pay attention to the bigger picture. I keep telling you this. When you look at a picture, you just don't look at a little bit. You look at the whole picture. Look for everything that you're missing. Because I'm telling you, there's a power play behind him going to Chicago, LA. It's not about fighting crime. It's about regulating the state. That's why certain states he is trying to regulate, because they know they have power. New York, California, Illinois, those states have power. The cities, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, Miami, certain cities have power. And he's going to have backlash. You know what I'm saying? DC, you're lucky because he's located right there. So, of course, he's going to make sure he's safe in that 4 or 5 block radius. But not all of DC is safe. Remember, not all of it. It's just stuff that you say, but not all of it. There's always going to be crime. It might be white collar crime. White collar crime happens every day too. It's just not being spoken. You know what I'm saying? All the time. Embezzlements, treasonings, all the time. And all I'm saying, this is a cover up because he doesn't want to leave the office. So he's bending and breaking all these rules so the next person can't get no play. But the sad thing is, he doesn't have the last say. God does. You know what I'm saying? God has the last say. God uses everybody as pawns and pieces to put them in the right spots because he wants us to be in right spots so he can teach, learn, build, destroy. That's what he does. And I think right now God is using me as a teacher. And I love doing connected dots because I love teaching and I love speaking on this. For me, it's never about the money. It's about the love for my show. And this is what I love to do. I don't care about how much I'm getting. All I'm saying is I'm bringing you information because it's needed. And if I'm speaking on it, that means the Lord is in my mind telling me I got to speak on it. So I will. I will use this platform to continue to speak on things that I believe in, regardless of what's going on. And I want you to understand, America, we are not woke. So stop saying we're woke. We're not woke until everybody is on the same page. And right now, everybody is not on the same page. With that being said, I want to say thank you to my subscribers, you know what I'm saying, that watch the show. Thank you for the people that talk about the show. I understand. Thank you. Season 2 is coming sometime in October. That's what it looks like to me. And it's going to be a great season. It's going to be more things happening, more stuff that you will like, but also we're going to touch you on things that we need to talk about like this. So for America, signing off, Duquan Hicks, aka Lou Icewater. One life, one love, one Lou. Peace.